speak to you all tonight about on the topic of persevering until you reach the top. Now, this is this message is it's so funny because when I came back from a trip in June, my friends and I went to Sedona. I really had so many revelations and things happening to me in Sedona out in the desert that I started writing this stuff down. I spoke to a friend of mine and said, if I'm ever asked to speak at an event, I'm going to talk about this, and I learned this, and I learned that. And he was like, you know what? You need to do a show or do something because you have all these messages that God really put into your spirit that you need to get out there. You need to show people and tell people, all these things that, have been revealed to you. So these were one of those things, persevering. So this is definitely a message where I'm going to try my best to light a little fire under you guys and just say some things because I really want to encourage you all tonight. But all of us need encouragement. All of us need motivation. I've spoken very honestly, and I've been very transparent in saying, I have been kind of doing this whole thing all along. I've always dealt with beauty and talked to my friends about, as soon as I say, I'm like, oh, let's do this on your cheek, and then I'm always encouraging. So it was like my friends were like, you really need to start doing this, for the public or for other people. And so sometimes your friends see greatness in you or see something in you that maybe you don't even see. And so thankfully now, by the grace of God, I am finally starting to see it and starting to feel God's radiance all over me. So that's why I'm able to come on and talk to you guys and say, hey, let's have a fun night together. I see, though, the radiance. I see the greatness in all of you. And I know I don't know all of you personally, but, the people that have come to, and DM me or send me messages somehow, I see these things that people, they want to do more. They want to strive for greatness. They want to strive and do these amazing things. And last week, when Antonio was on, and I thank you guys so much for bearing with me and with him because it was a rough time. That big storm was, was thundering and lightning through the whole show. And we just tried to do as best as we could to get the questions answered and get everything out there. Antonio was saying, and I watched the show later, he said, hey, you guys, he said something like, I just want to tell y'all, nobody's special. God loves us the same, nobody's special. And I was like, yeah, but I could hardly hear him. But as I watched the show back, I said, I need to correct that because what I really want you guys to know is everybody's special. Everybody, God loves, yes, but everybody is special. Everybody has a gift in them. Everybody has talents. It may not be that you're supposed to be, maybe your purpose might not be to do some huge grand thing and, that might scare you. But it could be other things that you're supposed to do in life. So I just wanted to kind of make that correction and say to you all, everyone is special. God loves us all the same, but it's up to you to really nurture your relationship with God. And it's up to you to, walk in your purpose once you find your passion and your purpose, and hopefully those things line up. So anyone that is, starting up a new business or stepping out on faith, or just took a risk in a way that they wanted to fulfill their dreams, or ever maybe just even wanted to be a different person, that takes courage, that takes believing in yourself. And that's why I want to talk to you guys tonight about persevering until you reach the top. So I want to tell you guys this little story. So when I went to Sedona in June with my girlfriends, I went with a group of some of my closest friends, and I mean, they are super adventurous. They are, the girls that want to go and hike through the desert and climb up the mountains and jump in the ocean and all that kind of stuff. And I'm cool with the water stuff now, but as far as hiking and climbing up these steep mountains, I just was not with it. I mean, I was scared, and so we started off kind of low at the base of the mountain. And we just did like a morning hike, and as we got to this really steep area where there was like a rock, a red rock on the top of the mountain, we kept climbing. One of my friends, Corey, she's like, I want to go all the way up. And I was like, okay, girl, see you later, But of course, the rest of I was like, ooh, man. Okay, well, I guess I'll see y'all when y'all come back down, you know, because I was nervous, I was scared. So I basically went different levels of trying to get up to, you know, the top of this area that was super steep. As I tried, I'm sorry, my little puppy is down here nibbling at my toes. But as I tried to get up, to the mountain, I just felt too scared to do it. So what I said to the girls was, you guys just go ahead and, hold on one second. I said, you girls just go ahead and I'm gonna stay right here. So basically I had gone as far as I was gonna go. As I'm sitting down, you know, they were just above my head. They were up there talking. Sylvia, where's Sylvia? I know, do you remember this? I know you do. And Corey, I didn't see if Corey had joined us, but I heard them above my head talking. I said, man, really wish I could get up there to where they are. I felt left out. I said, I just really wish I could get up to where they were. So I kept looking. I was like, I can't make it up that steep area because it really was a little scary. So they were like, Reagan, are you okay down there? Are you okay? I'm like, I'm okay. But something was stirring inside of me. And I was like, I really wish I could make it up there. So I said, I'm gonna try. So I go to this little area where I think I can kind of shimmy my way, take the feet and just kind of, and I noticed, I said, I'm carrying a water bottle. That's gonna make me fall. So I dropped my water bottle there and I said, how can I get up this mountain? How can I get up this mountain? So I started to climb. And I realized that I was a lot more scared than I had thought because my legs started quivering and everything started shaking. And I started losing my footing. All of a sudden, my heart just started pounding because I knew if I had slipped in any way, I was going to slide down this mountain, and it was really steep. It was very scary. So as I'm climbing, and I'm shaking, I'm like, whoa, Reagan, I'm looking at myself shake, and I'm like, whoa, you're so scared right now. I started to back away from the mountain. I don't know what was in me, but I just started to back away, and it was getting steeper and steeper, and I was using my hands, trying to get up, trying to climb up. And all of a sudden, I hear my friend, Corey, at the top of the mountain, and she says, hey, Reagan, belly to the rock. And I was like, because what was happening was I was so scared, I started moving more outward. You know what I mean? I kept just moving more outward. And when she said belly to the rock, I said, okay. I knew what she meant because that's the quickest thing she could say to get me to focus and bear down. So once I put my belly to the rock, and I really started to push through, and I really started to hold on and grind it out and walk my way up that mountain, I made it to the top. But because my friend was there cheering me on and she was telling me what to do, because she had already made it. She was already up there. And she saw me losing my focus. She saw me getting scared. She saw me shaking. When I got up to the top of the mountain, the girls were hugging me and they were like, we knew you could do it. We knew you could do it. And now I was back with all of my friends. But the fear in me was so stifling that I didn't know what to do. I wanted to let go. But I knew if I let go, I would fall and I would go plummeting down that mountain. So that's what spoke to my spirit. For the rest of that day, I started thinking about that. I said, belly to the rock, belly to the rock. She told me belly to the rock. It stuck with me, belly to the rock. We came down the mountain on the other side. As we're circling the mountain, I see this lady over there. I said, oh, girls, I forgot to get my water bottle. And I didn't want to litter because I could have just left it. It was just a regular water bottle. But I was like, I don't want to litter up on the mountain. So I go and I see this older lady and I said, hi, how are you? I said, I'm just looking for my water bottle. I left it here. I don't want to litter. And she said, oh, it's okay. We'll find it. I'm here volunteering. We clean up the mountain. We clean off graffiti. We, get trash, whatever. We'll find it. It's okay. And I said, and Corey saying something. She said, love you so much. Corey, girl, I'm glad you were there because I needed that instruction. But the lady said, where do you think you left it? I said, it's over there right at that top part where the rock is. I need to go get it. She said, oh, you climbed up there? And I was like, yes, ma'am. She's like, honey, don't ever do that again. That's so dangerous up there. She's like, no, no, no. I'll call someone to come get the water bottle. So this woman had lived in Sedona for so many years, and she knew that that was there. So anyway, it just made my day because I was like, yes, I climbed up that rock, ma'am. But anyway, I just, Willie. Oh, he's nibbling on my toes. Come get him, please, Taylor. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. He is nibbling. He's teething, so he's like really nibbling. So I want you to think about the concept of the mountain, right? And basically, you know, when we start, we're at the base level. But as we want to climb, and as we want to go higher and higher and reach new... As we elevate, as we reach new dimensions, as we want to continue to be successful, it gets steeper. It gets harder. We have to bear down. We have to grind it out. We have to really belly to the rock, right? We have to go belly to the rock. We have to affirm ourselves.
The risk is greater and the plummet to the ground is...
But what we're doing is we are trying to go to another dimension. So it's not easy. So that's why I say when you want to, you know, put yourself in a position where you're striving for more, you're doing more, it's going to... He loves my toes. My toenails are white. I'm like, maybe he thinks they're like chiclets or something. I don't know. He loves nibbling on my toes. But I just want to tell you guys that as you continue to rise and elevate, it gets harder as you go. Now, I also want to tell you all, imagine this. This is another way to look at it. Imagine that right now, if you're going through something, you're trying to elevate. Maybe you just started a new business. Or maybe you're doing something like, I think about me starting this show out of nowhere. Like, what were you thinking? You know, things are going to get hard. Things are going to get, you know, sometimes, you know, more than you think you can bear. But imagine that where you are right now, what if you were going through a rite of passage? What if you were basically experiencing the hardships, the struggles, because you are going to break through to the next level? Right? If you were to consider that your current state represents an initiation, right? Would you be willing to endure those hardships? Would you be willing to endure the pain, the darkness that it requires maybe to be initiated? Because, change that for me. Because if you were, what if on the other side of the threshold was your destiny? That is where your greatness lies, right? Would you endure whatever it was? Would you go belly to the rock and climb with your both feet and both hands and keep climbing all the way up? What would you do to get to the other side? That's what I think about when a breakthrough is coming. It's not easy. It's not something that, you know, is a walk in the park. That's why you're breaking through. I think about the butterfly. It goes into the cocoon, you know, as a caterpillar. It spins that cocoon, and it has to break out. Can you imagine that? You came in crawling, but you're going to leave flying. Can you imagine that? I think about the butterfly coming out of the cocoon. How hard is it to make that first break? To make that first break, go into another dimension, go into another level. That's what I want you to think about when it gets tough, when it gets hard. My destiny awaits on the other side. You know what I'm saying? So when you coming into that space where you're feeling like, I can't do this. I'm going to fall. I'm going to lose my grip. I'm going to go plummeting down that side of the mountain. Remember, belly to the rock, right? Belly to the rock. That's all you. Thank you, Corey. That one phrase started this show. I told my friend, I said, I got a message to tell people. I got something to say, because when you go belly to the rock and you put that gut in it and you put that oomph in it, there's nothing that you can do. You can't do. I want to also give you all something else to consider, and then I'm going to close. Think about this for a moment. Imagine, and this is from one of my, I tell you, my favorite book, The Untethered Soul. But I thought about this. I said, ooh, that chapter, that's got something to do with this. I wanted this message to be deep, because I wanted to hit home. Imagine if you knew you were going to die within a week or even a month. How would that change things? How would your priorities change? How would your thoughts change? Think honestly about what you would do with your last week. What a wonderful thought to contemplate. Contemplating death. Then ponder this question. If that's really what you would do with your last week, what are you doing with the rest of your time? Wasting it? Throwing it away? Treating it like it's not something precious? What are you doing with your life? That is what death asks you. And you know what? It goes on to say, it shouldn't take death to challenge you to live at your highest level. Why wait until everything is taken from you before you learn to dig down deep inside yourself to reach your highest potential? A wise person affirms, if with one breath all of this can change, then I want to live at the highest level while I'm still alive. And that meant so much to me reading that. And I said, you know what? I'm going to actually read that to the viewers, because when you think about it, you're like, is that morbid, contemplating death? Not really. Not when you look at it and you put it in its proper perspective. I'm not contemplating death like I don't want to live anymore. No, I want to think about it as, what if this was my last week or few days? What am I doing with my life? Because life is so precious, life is so special. What am I doing with my life to show, that I value it? I want to show people that, I don't want to just throw my life away. So that's why I want you guys to know, live for now, love yourself, belly to the rock, whatever you got to do to make sure that your business is successful. Make sure, if you are, taking yourself to the next level, whether it's your company, whether it's relationships, grind it out, do what you have to do. What are you willing to endure? What things are you willing to, go through so that you can cross that threshold? I was thinking about that, the rites of passage. I thought, that's so intriguing and so interesting when you really put it into perspective. If I know that what God has is awaiting me on the other side, what am I going to do with the time that I have now? What am I going to do with, the things that I can do now to cross that threshold, to, get to the other side? And then I started thinking about it. And this kind of talk might scare some people, because maybe you already had a vision come to you years ago and you thought, oh, I can see myself doing that. Because this is what happened with me. I had visions years ago, and what I did, and this is what I would suggest for you all to do, write it down. Take a notebook, take a journal. I don't care if it's a loose sheet of paper, and you write it down and you put it in your drawer and you push it away and you say, one day this is going to happen. Write it down. Because when people tell me now, they're like, I can see you doing this, Reagan, or I can see you doing that. I get so shocked, because I'm like, I wrote that down actually years ago, that I can see myself doing that. And for people to come up to me now and say, I can see you doing this, or I can see you doing that. In Habakkuk 2 and 2, chapter 2, verse 2, in the Bible it says, and the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tablets, that he may run that readeth it. And that's just the King James Version, but I wanted it to say, write the vision and make it plain, because that's what you have to do. And I'm not saying you have to go and create like this, autobiography, or you got to write this long list of stuff. But if there's something that you feel inside that you're like, one day I see myself doing this, or I see myself doing that, write it down. Put it in a journal, put it in a notebook. Do what you got to do, because as you write something down, think about it like this. You took that pen. Where's my pen? I had a pen sitting right here. Oh, it's in my book. You took that pen or that pencil, right? You took that pen and that pencil. You took that paper, and you believed in yourself enough to take that pen and that paper and to write it out. And when you did that, you created the frequency, right? You created the vibration of that pen on that paper saying, I will be a motivational speaker. I will be a best-selling author. I will be this, or I will be that. Whatever it is in your mind, you could say, I want to be the most fabulous baker in all of the land. I want to be a florist. One day, I love flowers so much. I pass these beautiful gardens every day. I go to my 9 to 5. I'm going to own a floral shop one day. Whatever it is in your spirit, and God will place it. You will have dreams. You will have visions. God will place it in you. Whatever you can see you doing, and you know that you will love it, and it will make your life so worthwhile, do that. Do that thing that you want to do. Write it down. Say, it may not happen today, but I'm going to, little by little, I'm going to pivot, or I'm going to turn into the direction of my dreams. The Bible also says in Proverbs, where there is no vision, the people perish. But he that keepeth the law, happy is he. So that's why I want to say the Bible, it talks about us having vision. The Bible doesn't say, oh, just wondrously wander, aimlessly, I'm trying to get out, aimlessly wander around until you figure out what you're going to do. No, have a vision, have a plan. My favorite thing that I do, and we're going to talk about this one day, the vision boards. I mean, the vision boards can take you from, months and months to years and years. I had one vision board, and honestly, you guys, this was 5-6 years ago. I didn't really have a big vision of my life and my future and what I wanted to do with myself. But you know what? My vision board had it. My vision board had it down, and as I, took pictures and I put it on that vision board, I kind of accomplished everything that I wanted to do on that vision board within really like a few months to a year. And then I started saying, I should have dreamed a little bit bigger. So now my present vision board, oh my God, the sky's the limit. You name it, it's on it, So, and I'm still working through that one. That one's a little bit of a doozy. That one's a doozy. So I just want to tell you guys, I'm going to conclude, but I just want to tell you guys, belly to the rock, right? If all you can do right now is write that vision down, do that. If you want to also do a vision board, remember, perseverance till you reach the top, because the top of the mountain, once you get to the top, all you do is like look out, and then you're closer to the sun. And that's when you can